Hey guys, my name is Abdullah and I just finished watching episode 2 of Bungou Stray Dogs. If you watched my review for the first episode, you could tell that I enjoyed the series a lot more than I expected to. Mostly because the comedy bits in the first episode were very similar to the anime series Gintama, which I enjoyed very thoroughly. However, unfortunately, the second episode did not contain as much comedy that was in the previous one, but showed us more serious moments in the anime, and they didn't really go well as planned. So the first point I'd like to make about this anime series thus far into episode 2 is that it kind of reminds me of Kekkai Sensen. How? Well, they both have eccentric characters living in urban settings and have some supernatural powers involved within the plot. So the first similarity that I found in the episode was how the both anime series contain an organization that a protagonist becomes a part of accidentally, and they exist mainly to solve supernatural problems that normal human forces cannot. Another similarity I found between the two anime series is the characters' relationships within the organization. What I mean by this is how Zap is annoying to Leonardo and Chain is very similar to how Dazai is bothersome to Kunikita and Atsushi. The second point I'd like to make about this episode is that the serious moments in this anime series thus far are very predictable, you could say. So the second point that I'd like to make about this episode is that the serious scenes that are presented to us are so predictable that they kind of hinder the quality of the rest of the episode. So what I meant by this is that the second episode began as strong as the first one, where the comedic bits were making me laugh and at the same level as the episode 1. However, as we progress towards the problem and Dazai and Atsushi talking about what was going to happen that day, about Atsushi having to take some type of test to get a job and Dazai was going to help him with. However, as they approached a serious moment, and they were in that serious moment, Dazai and his partner and were trying to make light of the situation, and they were trying to, the writers were trying to make us laugh during those moments, but it wasn't, the jokes weren't just landing properly, and they were just kind of cringeworthy. The serious moment wasn't serious at all. It was just a moment that just passed by and you were hoping that would end really quickly and the story would move on. And when we found out that the situation was a hoax and it was just a test that Dazai was talking about to Atsushi, it didn't pay off. The little twist that they added wasn't really worth it from my perspective. It was enjoyable, it wasn't funny, it wasn't even a way to see how great of a character Atsushi is. Yes, he's a heroic, but we kind of don't care about that right now. We want to see some story moving forward and not staying in the same place. Like, nothing happened in this episode practically. All in all, I'll say that the second episode wasn't as enjoyable as the previous one, and it kind of lowered my expectations for future episodes. So I'm not that excited about episode 3, but hopefully it is written better than this one and they kind of continue the plot forward, because it's a comedic show and you make us laugh very well, but the serious moments are kind of cringeworthy and they're not enjoyable at all. And as an audience member, I was hoping that they would skip by really fast. If you like the review, please subscribe by clicking on the button down below or liking the episode. Have a good day.